Over the course of my 27 years now being on this earth, I have made no secret of the fact that I hold a lot of love and brand loyalty towards Square Enix. All the way back from watching my brother play Final Fantasy VII to today, where a fifth of the videos uploaded here on TSM Plays are related in some way to Square. My love for the stories created by these dedicated men and women knows no bounds, so it makes me feel ashamed to say that I haven't experienced them all. There are some Final Fantasy titles I haven't had the opportunity to play, even a Kingdom Hearts game I've barely touched, and I haven't even had the pleasure of experiencing Dragon Quest or Chrono Trigger yet. That last one will be done soon though, I promise. But one IP stands out as something that I think I really should have experienced by now. I remember when this game came out and being impressed by its style, fun looking combat, and for being unapologetically sexy. It's been in the back of my mind for coming up to a decade now, and it's about time I rectified this. Will Square blow my mind yet again, or will I feel as conflicted as I do about Kingdom Hearts 3? I'm TSM, and I finally played NieR Automata. I'm following the apparent correct way to play these games, so I haven't played Replicant either. Please don't judge me too hard and forgive any incorrect statements or theories. If I like Automata, I'll get to Replicant soon enough. Thousands and thousands of years in the future, aliens have arrived on Earth to flush the humans out. All survivors have fled to the moon for solace and hope that one day soon they can retaliate and retake their home. Androids are created by the humans, the aliens create mechs, both are dropped onto Earth to fight a proxy war, and we need to go full sicko mode on your mum's vibrators. A machine-free world is possible through the power of friendship and many sharp objects to the face. Are machines capable of having a conscience? Why are we here? What makes us human? And can a robot learn to become one? That's NieR Automata in a nutshell. The main characters 2B and 9S are androids in service of the humans, but both are able to experience human-like emotions. They're able to question orders, look deeper into given instructions, and both find a reason to fight beyond just what's been programmed. NieR Automata takes the age-old concept of can a machine feel and fucking runs with it, exploring the idea through a brilliantly told and heartfelt story about friendship, trust, and trying to do the right thing as opposed to just following orders. At least, that's the impression I'm getting. I should probably preface this video by saying that I've had to kind of rewrite a lot of this after completing what turned out to just be the A story. I was going to go on about how this game is painfully short for the concepts and ideas it presents, and there being not much payoff, but I will retract those statements for now. Since it turns out that I actually have a lot more to do, this video is now more of a first impression than a full-on review / retrospective. But what I can say so far is that this game is kicking so much ass. Aside from the combat getting a bit hectic at times with so much going on screen, not being able to heal during flight segments, and what I think to be too much of a focus on seemingly unblockable projectile balls, I am loving Automata right now. Since I still have at least one more story section to cover, I won't go too in depth, but I will give my thoughts on what 2B's story sets up and where I think it's going. Please refrain from any spoilers in the comments because I want to go into this completely blind and to experience it as it should have been. There are multiple hints of 2B and 9S having such a long history, like when 9S isn't able to upload his consciousness into a backup body, and 2B's reaction to that suggests that she has had to watch her friend and companion die multiple times, with 9S not being able to remember any of it. This is solidified by her saying that it always ends like this after defeating Eve and 9S seemingly dying. I feel like from what I've only seen that there is a lot I simply don't know from 2B's side of things, as purely going off the interactions, the emotional way things go isn't really earned, just on 2B's side of the story. So I'm interested to see what 9S's story will show of the relationship and whether it will go past the 2B ending, hopefully providing further context to the two. Then there's the mystery of A2, a rogue Euro android who is apparently towards the top of the Humans Council wanted list. I'm looking forward to seeing if we learn more about her. She has to be somewhere. I mean, Square can't just drop a character like that, have us kind of fight her, and then we never see her again. And why does she have a letter before her number and not the number before the letter? Next is where Adam and Eve are concerned. Where did they come from? What have they been doing all this time? Because for supposedly the main antagonists, we barely bloody see them. I'm guessing since Adam had 9S trapped for a while, we'll see much more of them. And I'm also curious whether the aliens that invaded Earth being dead all this time will be mirrored by the humans. We haven't seen any apparent humans commanding the androids, so I'm curious if the humans are also dead, and Yora have just been keeping this feud with the machines going to cover up that fact. A proper never-ending proxy war. Right, now I can actually start giving more in-depth thoughts about stuff. First up, this game is so pretty, both visually and musically. Square has yet to disappoint me in this regard, and I'm happy to say they still haven't failed yet. Making a muted, brown and grey, post-apocalyptic world beautiful to look at is hard work, but they've pulled it off here. Being able to sprinkle in blues and greens to give a bit of life into the scenery while still making it believable. Pascal's robot village and the Forest Kingdom being in fully rejuvenated areas after the world has been apparently blown half to hell was a good call by the designers. Even with the added colours placed into the main city area and the rusted oranges of the factories, it can get boring and sometimes hard to keep looking at it, so having a purely nature-based locale refreshes your visual palette before heading back into the action. The score is exactly the standard I have come to expect from Square at this point. Sweeping orchestral movements to underscore the open world traversal with bombastic and dramatic tracks to go with the insanely anime style fights, and peaceful, more uplifting pieces to go with more intimate locales like the Resistance base or Pascal's village. Each track I've heard suits the needs of the moment brilliantly, and nothing has sounded out of place. Another top tier soundtrack that Square can be proud of. As I've previously mentioned in this video, combat is nuts. Sometimes a bit too nuts. There's a lot going on, and keeping track of what's where can be tricky when you only have time to take in so much information. Combat itself is fast paced, and any combos or alternate attacks depends completely on your loadout and how much your weapons are leveled up by. Your robot companion acts like a sidearm of sorts that's capable of constant fire while you're controlling everything else, as long as you can keep the trigger pulled, and an alternate super attack ranging from a beam to sweeping blades to spears coming out the ground. There's a lot going on, and keeping an eye on enemies for their signal on when they're about to attack can be tricky, but it doesn't feel out of place. Any of it. NieR Automata is so unapologetic in its style and presentation that it's almost comical, and I love it for that. It knows exactly what it is and who it's made for. It's great that things like this are out there, and all we need to do is just look in our backlogs and we'll find gems that we forgot to take a peek at. Going forward, I genuinely don't know what to expect from the rest of this game. After playing the start of 9S's story, it seems to be pretty much the same as 2B's, only with an emphasis on minigames and a character that isn't as much fun, in my opinion, to play as, and definitely not as nice to look at. I'd rather play as a hot-ass woman who is confident and skilled without being a girl boss instead of a weedy-looking kid. Don't get me wrong, 9S is a good protagonist and he's a good supporting character, but as a lead, I don't know, man. I'm hoping they're able to do something like they did with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, where it was 3 characters but all had their own stories that interwove with each other. But the problem here is that 2B and 9S were together pretty much the whole time. And playing through the same events right away only for a couple of different missions or some different cutscenes might not be as great as I'm hoping for. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I'm relying on Square's track record here. Playing through the same events right away could be a bit of an L in terms of game design, but most importantly, right now, I'm having a blast and look forward to what's next. Now I guess we end this video by eating a tasty mackerel. Okay, maybe not. How about checking out this crane? This looks fun. Oh, for